True love does not pay attention to the evil it suffers. It rejoices in doing good. Today's tweet from Pope Francis. Good evening on this Thursday. I'm Brian Patrick with our EWTN News Nightly team. Well, it's been nearly 2 years since Philadelphia abortionist Kermit Gosnell was sentenced to life in prison. Now, filmmakers are gearing up to bring this horrific story to the big screen. They call him the most prolific serial killer in American history. Their goal is to get the story into every home in America. Husband and wife team Ann McElhinney and Phelim McAleer decided to use crowdfunding website Indiegogo to raise the money they needed for this project. They asked for $2.1 million. They've topped that now, raising $2.2 million. That makes it the most funded film ever on Indiegogo. Gosnell co-producer Ann McElhinney joins us now, a journalist who has made documentaries for the BBC and the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Now, to tell a good story, you need an compelling story to make a good movie. This is compelling. It's atrocious, but compelling. As a documentary producer, how will you go about developing this storyline?
Yeah, well, as you probably know, in the past we've made documentaries. This won't be a documentary. This is going to be a movie with actors and all of that. The truth is that sometimes they say that truth is stranger than fiction, and in this case that couldn't be more correct. Our mission is to tell the truth, which was never told before, about this incredible man, this monster, operating in plain sight in Philadelphia, and for 17 years. No one ever walked across his threshold to work out that he was actually a serial killer, killing born-alive children by stabbing them in the back with a scissors, as many of your viewers know.
So you have the facts to work with here. That's how the story will be developed. Now, your story of funding this through crowdfunding on Indiegogo, what kind of feedback did you get from so many people who contributed?
You cannot believe. I mean, you can believe. And actually, your viewers might enjoy this. To go on our site, go to gosnellmovie.com right now. Read the comments. Read what people have written who sent us money. People who wrote who had abortions in their past who have to try and live with that. One woman who wrote, you'll see it, it's like 15 comments back, who wrote and said basically that she had an abortion in the past. She cannot have children, has never had any children, and she prays for us that we will be successful, that more people will find out what happened here and what happens in general in the abortion industry. We've had amazing feedback. 26,000 people gave us money. We'd like that to be 100,000, by the way, and your viewers can send us $1. The campaign was reopened because we want to send a big message. Because, by the way, this isn't a local story. This was never a local story.
In fact, the national media basically ignored it. Was that somewhat
Oh my God, that's super.
Behind you?
Very, very much
Yes.
so. My husband and I both have journalism backgrounds, and the old mantra, and I know it might be hard for your listeners to take this, but if it bleeds, it leads. That's the rule. That's the rule in journalism, except for when it comes to a narrative that the mainstream media just won't allow, that they wouldn't allow something negative we said about abortion, which this story is all about. And so they quashed the story. They called it a local story. They called it a local story. And this is at the same time, the very same time that Jodi Arias was in everyone's home every day. We found all the details of her sordid life and the murder of this one man, obviously a tragedy for his family. But this man, Kermit Gosnell, killed thousands of babies, born alive babies. And the really awful thing is we have photographs of those children. We have photographs of those children. And I'll tell you one thing that we're going to do. We're going to make sure that those children's lives mattered, that those children will be remembered. We were just talking earlier about a Holocaust. The Holocaust, we recently had the commemoration of Holocaust. This is your American Holocaust, right here in Philadelphia in plain sight. People need to know about it.
And you and your husband will tell this story in Gosnell. You can go to gosnellmovie.com to make a contribution or to just find out more.
Yes.
Ann McElhinney, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.